So who likes a good adventure? Can you say, me? The Curious Case of the Missing Mammoth is filled with flaps, learning, and fun. Think Night at the Museum, but with a mammoth. Explore the museum that has come to life with Oscar and Timothy as they search for his little brother, Teddy. Search high in the flight exhibits with Elizabeth Bessie Coleman, who is the first female pilot of African American and Native American descent. Or search down in the dinosaur exhibits. Did you know the biggest recorded carnivore was Spinosaurus? It weighed about 20 tons. That's as heavy as 3 elephants. They finally find him sleeping in a dodo's nest and returning back to his exhibit with his mom before 1 o'clock. As he leaves, he says, "I'll be back tomorrow." Do you know what happens when you wake a sleeping panda? Pandemonia. If you wake up the panda, he gets very grumpy, which hypes up the hippos and makes them all jumpy. When the treetops shake, the sloth starts to shuffle, which ends up creating a mighty kerfuffle. For those sloths are slow and appear rather lazy. If they're in the mood, they can get really crazy. Then just when you think that the rhythm might slow, the beasts go wild and louder they grow. Into the night the shenanigans flow as they dance in the light of the glowworm's glow, singing zoo-bop, baloo-bop, a wham, bam, boo. So don't wake the panda. Please don't wake the panda. No, don't wake the panda, whatever you do. Everyone loves a feel-good story, right? What if it helped teaches our children that our differences should be celebrated? Boy, this one grips my heart. Enter the tender tale of the power of perception. The king battles on in this village, high up on a hill, that are so loud, cling, clang, clong, and they go on night and day. Boy is a little boy who lives with his parents and is deaf. His parents teach him to use his dancing hands to communicate, and he can't hear all the fighting going on in the village. After accidentally running onto the battleground one day and not hearing all the fighting around him, everyone stops to get him off of the field. But he doesn't understand. He was surprised when he looked up and saw them all. He watched them for a moment, then made his hands dance. The knights were flabbergasted, the king was puzzled, the dragon was mystified. Boy could see that they didn't understand him, so he took a sword and wrote in the sand. "Why are you fighting?" Boy drew a picture of everyone in the sand. He showed them how their days could be without fighting and fear. There was a lot of chatting and laughing. Back in the village, everyone was waiting to see Boy. "Thank you," they said with their dancing hands. Retellings of our favorite fairy tales, like Sleeping Beauty, can help with language development and creativity. By hearing the same story in different versions, they equip our little ones with the abilities to tell stories in their own words and see things from a different perspective. Our Peek Inside Fairy Tales do just that, with our intricate cutout designs and flaps and exciting parts of the story. Our sweet kids can engage with their storybooks and feel like they're a part of them. These are just some of my favorite ways to share fairy tales with Haley. Speaking of fairy tales, did you know this sneaky book monster is famous for chewing his way through fairy tales? In his first book, we find Nibbles has escaped his cage and is chewing his way through the book and causing chaos in some of our favorite fairy tales, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Luckily, after going through Jack and the Beanstalk, the golden goose carries Nibbles all the way back to his cage, and we're able to put him away. Or did we? He's now nibbled his way into a dinosaur guide. His silly self munches through exhibits like the Triceratops and the Diplodocus. Did you know that a Diplodocus poop could weigh up to 2 tons? It can form a 30-foot wide poop puddle. If only Nibbles would listen when we tell him he's not safe in a dinosaur exhibit. When I say ooh, you say ah. Ooh! Or not. This book gives you silly prompts to follow through the story, like when I say ooh, you say ah. Or if you see the color red, pat your head. we pat our head. How about if you see an ant, say underpants. Read it out loud as a family and you're sure to have a new nighttime favorite. Lastly, this has been one of my favorites since I first laid eyes on the cover. It's gone out of stock several times and has even made the Texas Library Association reading list of the 2x2. Duck just wants to belong to a club, so he tries Lion Club. Doesn't make it in. He tries Snake Club, but can't hiss like a snake. He tries Club Elephant, but can't like an elephant. So after being rejected so many times, he bravely decides to start our club where everyone's approved. And Duck let everyone in because you can never have too many friends. So we have a question. Which one of these books would you guys like to add to your family's library? Drop us a comment below and you can even share why.